Yes, good morning.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
We'll talk about the activity and then we'll move on to the revision part. Okay. I asked you about the seminar topics. Those who have not sent it to me yet, please send it today itself. And if you don't have a PPT for that, try and make 2 or 3 slides for it. Okay. So that we have a proof to keep. From chapter 2, that was the activity. From chapter 1 and 3, I'll give you the headings now. You can note it down. From chapter 1, you have to do it separately. In just one sheet is enough. One A4 sheet. In one A4 sheet, you can do activity 1. In another one, you can do activity 3. The one from the first chapter would be we have learned Howard Gardner's theory, right? What is the name of the theory? Theory of
Multiple intelligence.
Multiple intelligence. Identify any one intelligence from that you are high in. Okay, and write about it. That's it. Any one. There are many in that. Just identify any one that you are high in. Just identify any one among the various multiple intelligences given by Gardner. Okay, this is the first one. And in third one, second one is the seminar one. You can keep the PPT for it. You can take a printout of the PPT and keep. Add the title slide, your name, then add the other slides, the content slides, and then just take a printout it and keep. That's enough. Then third one, that is from the stress chapter. You have to identify any just one stress and plus the coping strategies that you have used. If you have used multiple coping strategies, you can write that also. From your experience, you can identify one stress and just write the coping strategy that you have used. That's it. Just one page is enough for each. Okay. All right. Shall I stop sharing? Okay. So we'll start with the revision. All are present. Who's absent today? Ashish. Okay. Before that, in the question paper, like for the model question paper, you'll have options as in a straight line, like A, B, C, D. Okay. And some options, the longer ones would be A, B, C, and D. Like A and B in a single line, C and D in the other line. Okay, don't think it's A, B, C, and D. So look at the option, correct option, and then mark. Since it's OMR sheet, you'll have to look into the option also. Like, is it A, B, C, or D? That is important there. Okay, don't confuse it. Then what else? And even longer ones would be given one after the other, downwards. That's it. Anything else? Yeah. And read the instructions carefully above each section. There will be a set of instructions given. Read it carefully, then only attempt. Okay. Don't waste your time attempting all the questions. There are optional questions in each section. Yesterday I told you about that. Section A has optional questions. Section B and C also has optional questions. Okay. Then, yeah, that's it. In the beginning of the question paper also, the general instructions, the same as I said yesterday, they are given. So read it and then only start attempting. And one more thing, please don't leave any question unattended. And any question means if you're supposed to answer 50 questions, answer 50 questions and keep. Okay. Because you never know where you get marks. All right. Yes, that's it. Now, revision. Do you have any doubt so far? Okay. As of now, any doubt? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. Shall we do a quick revision then? Overall revision. Which is the topic that you found very confusing or very difficult? I want to hear from each one of you. Meghna.
Projective techniques.
Projective techniques. Yes, that is very important. The last sections, in most of the question papers, the last sections are from that. That has to be cleared and learned. Okay. Then Sneha.
Maybe approaches, no. Different approaches are there.
Like type and trait.
No, behavior, cultural.
Okay. Are you talking about personality or the other one? Personality. Personality. Okay. Dana.
Same behavioral approach and humanistic approach.
Okay. Aishwarya.
I think it's the life skills part, the last part.
Stress chapter. Meeting
Yes.
life challenges. Yes. Grishma.
The types of stress and effects of stress, they're very similar.
Types of?
Stress and effects of stress.
Cannot understand. Types of?
Types of stress and effects of stress.
Effects of stress. Okay. Types and effects of stress. Amal Raj.
And I,
Huh?
and it's just coping.
Coping strategies. Yes. Mehek. Mehek. Cannot hear. Amal Kesaji. Which topic did you find this more difficult than the others? Response. Elvina.
Ma'am, that range and all in intelligence.
That is also very important, especially the intellectual deficiencies range. Mild, moderate, severe, and profound. That's a sure question. Okay, please mark that and study. The range for the mild intellectual deficiency, moderate, severe, and profound. That's very important. Sana?
The approaches. Type approach.
Type approach. Your voice is so feeble, I cannot hear properly. Is it type approach?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay, fine. Okay, yeah, projective techniques. Which are the projective techniques?
Rorschaching blot.
Rorschaching blot by Rorschach itself. It's there in the name. Then
Thematic apperception test.
thematic perception test, TAT by TAT by
Morgan and Murray.
Morgan and Murray, TAT by Morgan and Murray. Yes, that is one highlight of that. There are two names, Morgan and Murray. Then
PF study.
PF study. What is the full form of PF study?
Picture frustration study.
Picture frustration, not personality factor. Okay. Don't confuse with 16 PF and this PF study. It's Rosenzweig's picture frustration study or picture frustration test is also right. In some options, I've seen picture frustration or PF test. That is same as picture frustration study. All right. A frustrating situation will be given, isn't it? Yes, that is the theme of that test. Again by Rosenzweig, only one person. Then don't confuse Rosenzweig and Rorschach. Then another projective technique.
Draw a person.
Huh?
Draw a person.
Draw a person and sentence completion. Okay, both of them. And I don't think authors are given, isn't it? The proponents are not given there. Okay. Sentence completion, incomplete sentence will be given, and the endings. Depending on the endings, the personality characteristics, the stresses, the unconscious motives, everything is analyzed based on that. Whichever ending the subject gives to that particular incomplete sentence. That is the theme in sentence completion. Draw a man and draw a person. It's based on that drawing that we judge. Not judge, we assess or analyze. Then Rorschach, what is the stimulus? Rorschach ink blot test. What form is the stimulus?
Ink blots.
Ink blots. They are ink blots. In Rorschach ink blot test, it is the ink blots, and you have to know the different phases and stages in that. Okay, how is the procedure? How is it done? In whom is it applicable? All those things. Then, which was the next one? Morgan and Murray's TAT. TAT, you have to know what is the kind of stimulus there? TAT. Is it in blot itself?
Cards with some kind of pictures.
Yes, picture cards. Isn't it? Or we call them stimulus cards also. Picture cards are the ones. And I've seen one question, I think in sample question paper itself. What is the type of stimulus cards or stimulus in this particular test? Test will be given and you have to identify what is the type of stimulus. For that, this is important. So every minute detail of these predictive techniques matter. And how many cards are there? How many black and white cards are there that you have to know. Then, yeah, that's it. How many blank cards are there?
One.
One blank card, yes. Okay, then picture frustration study also, it's the same as the name suggests. It's a relatively simpler one. Then, yeah, that's it. Then which topic did you say? The approaches, no? Yeah, different approaches. Which are the different approaches? Behavioral, I heard you say. Behavioral, in behavioral, what is the basis? What is the basis in behavioral approach? We have been learning this since last year.
Response.
Responses are the basis, and also it is the learning theories that are applied in behavioral approach. Classical conditioning, instrumental or operant conditioning, social learning or observational learning. It is a mix of all these. Okay, responses, behaviors, stimulus response associations, these are the basis of behavioral approach. And when it comes to humanistic approach, it is a what do you call, more positive attitude towards human beings. Positive nature. The human beings are essentially considered as positive. Then unconditional positive regard, everything comes in that. Self-actualization. Then this unconditional positive regard, congruence, empathy. What else? Maslow's hierarchy. Maslow's hierarchy of needs, remember? Yes, in that triangle, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And on top of that hierarchy, we have, on top of Maslow's hierarchy, what is the thing that we have?
Self-actualization.
Self-actualization, yes. And it is because of this concept that the humanists say that we have the potential to reach our maximum potential. That is self-actualization, reaching our own maximum potential or maximum potentiality. That is self-actualization. Then what else? Psychodynamic approach, there are basic concepts. The key theories are there. Structure of personality is there. Ego, superego. We have levels of consciousness. Yesterday we discussed that. Conscious, pre-conscious, unconscious. Then ego defense mechanisms are there. Libido, death instinct, life instinct. These concepts are there. Then that's it, right? Yes. Then cultural approach, that is also relatively simple. Post-Freudian approach. Post-Freudian approach, I think it's a bit confusing. You have to read thoroughly. Carl Jung's concept, Karen Horney, then Alfred Adler, Eric Fromm, Eric Erikson. Then what else? That's it, right? Humanistic. Yeah. Which was the next topic? Coping strategy. Stress and coping strategy. Just take that chapter. Stress, right? The definition, the basis. Yeah. Coping strategies. There are two sets mentioned in our textbook. One set was brought in by Endler and Parker, isn't it? Yes. The other one by? The other one by?
Lazarus and Folkman.
Lazarus and Folkman. In Lazarus and Folkman, only two are mentioned: problem and emotion focused. And the first section is the oriented ones: task oriented, emotion oriented, avoidance oriented. Okay. So we'll take one example, the exams itself. That is a bit stressful for most of us, isn't it? Even when I was writing an exam, or especially the board exams, it was a bit stressful. So for that, we'll apply and see task oriented, emotion oriented, and avoidance oriented. Avoidance oriented, it's very easy to understand. We avoid the concept, we avoid the problem, we avoid looking into the solutions of the problem. Instead, we'll do something else. Like we may go out. Yesterday, I told you we may go out, hang out with our friends, or we may sit and watch television, or we might use mobile phones unnecessarily, or we'll feel hungry all the time. So instead of sitting and studying, we'll go and eat. If there is no food, you will cook. Unlike other days, you will sit and cook, waste all the time, and then finally at night you'll have to, oh my god, I have wasted so much time. You'll again get stressful. So avoidance oriented strategies are not really helping yourself, okay, to get out of the problem. It's just giving you a temporary relief. That is it. And emotion oriented, what would be emotion oriented? See the example given there. For example, tell myself that it is not really happening to me, or worry about what I'm going to do. You are trying to calm yourself, or calm your emotions that are coming out of this stressful situation. That is emotion focused strategy. Now, task oriented, that is the more, not more, the most useful one. Task oriented ones. That is just like Lazarus and Folkman's problem oriented or problem focused strategy. We have task oriented ones here. Okay. Task oriented means we are focusing on the problem. We are dividing the problem into different dimensions. We are trying to find solutions to the problem itself. Okay, that is task oriented strategy. And similar to this task oriented strategy, Lazarus and Folkman has proposed the problem focused strategy. Okay, and just like the emotion oriented strategy here, they have proposed, Lazarus and Folkman has proposed the emotion oriented, emotion focused strategy on the next page. That's just the thing. Then effects of stress, and what was the other one, Grishma? Types. Types of stress. Okay. Yes, emotional effects, physiological effects, cognitive effects, and behavioral effects. That is important, and examples are also important. All the time I say about absenteeism. Remember, absenteeism comes under which part? Which effect?
Behavioral.
Behavioral, because you are absent from the class means that is related to your behavior, isn't it? That's why it is coming under absenteeism. I'm sorry, behavioral effects. Then types of stress: physical or environmental, psychological, and social. Only three are there types. Okay. Other than these, there are several other ones, but only these are mentioned. And psychological stress is the most important one in this section. The frustration, conflicts, internal pressure, social pressure. That's also a sure question. Okay. I mean, whichever sample papers I have been through, in most of the sample papers, this is there. These four, either one of them: frustration, conflict, internal pressure, and social pressure. Internal pressure, it's coming from inside. That will be easy to identify. Then social pressure means brought about by the people around us. Social, no, it's social. Social means it's relating to people around us or the settings around us. So that is social. Then conflict. Now, before conflict, we have frustration. Frustration means something is stopping you from getting your goal. Something or someone. That is frustration. Okay. Then it's like you have had extra class, like you have planned for a hangout with your friends, and on that day your has teacher is holding a special class for you. Okay. And so it's a clash between both, right? So you the friends are waiting outside, and then somehow you want to finish this class and get running to them. You will be really frustrated sitting in the class, right? Because they are waiting and they are together, they are enjoying outside, and then you want to go there so badly. So you'll have a frustrated situation. The class, the teacher, the situation that you're around, that is stopping you from getting to your goal. So obviously you'll be frustrated. That is frustration. The conflict is, again, this situation can be considered as conflict. Conflicts may occur between two or more incompatible needs or motives. The exact situation, if both the things are happening at the same time, you will have a conflict there, isn't it? Either to join there or here. Like if the party is from 10 to or maybe in the evening 5 to 6, and the class is assigned at 5 to 6, that will be a conflict, because you can complete one and go to the other. You have to choose any one among these. That is conflict. Incompatible needs or motives means needs or motives that don't match together. Okay, where there is a mismatch. That is it. That is conflict. Then what else? Effects. I think it's pretty much easy. Just identify the names and keep the emotional effects, physiological effects, cognitive effects, and behavioral effects. Physiological, it's related to the what do you call, the bodily symptoms of stress. Then emotional effects, again, more or less related to anxiety, depression, and such things. Cognitive, it's related to the concentration, the lack of focus. Then what else? Reduced short-term memory capacity, that is also given. Behavioral effects, as I told you, disturbed sleep patterns, increased absenteeism, reduced work performance. Performance, when you hear that word itself, again, performance is an action or response, isn't it? It's related to actions and response. Actions and response are coming under which approach? Just now we told. Raina?
Behavior.
Behavioral. Yes, that's why it's coming under behavioral effects. Okay. Then, which other topic did you say? Life skills. Life skills, I told you, you have to sit and read. No other way. Assertiveness is the most important in that. Assertiveness, overcoming unhelpful habits. Then positive health, very important. Definition of health is also important. Yesterday, I think I told you, right? Yes. Then social support. Types of social support is very important. The three: tangible, informational, and emotional support. Okay. We'll see a few questions. Type A, type B, type C, type D. Yesterday I told, I hope, isn't it? The diseases or disorders to which these people are prone. That is also important. Type A was coronary heart disease and coronary heart disease and
Anxiety.
anxiety and one more. Yesterday I asked the same question. You gave the same answer.
Hypertension.
Hypertension, yes. Coronary heart disease, hypertension, anxiety also, yes. Type B, nothing is given, I think. No. Type C, it was cancer. Yes. Type D was depression. Okay. Then, yeah, the principles are learned, right? Morality, reality, pleasure. Is that thorough? Yes. Who follows the morality principle? Amalraj? Ego, superego. Who follows the morality principle? Think and answer.
Ma'am, super ego.
Superego. Very good. Then Sana.
Yes, ma'am.
Who follows the pressure principle? Yes. Id. Yes. It follows the pleasure principle. Then obviously ego follows the reality principle. Okay. And ego is the mediator between the two. Now, if some highly ethical decision is made by you, then that is by superego. If very much impulsive decision is made by you, impulsive means without any second thought you are going to do something or you have done something. That would be by ego, superego. Whom?
Ego.
Hmm?
It.
Id. Yes, I heard indigo. Okay. I hope that's clear. That is a very important part in psychodynamic. Yes, right? Any doubts in that again? Saina? No. Ah? No. Okay. Then integral and technological intelligence that was discussed yesterday, right? Yes. And what else? Hippocrates concept, remember? That was there in the sample question paper. It was based on what?
Fluid and humor.
Fluid and yes, body fluids and humus, body humus. Okay. Then projective techniques, I told you it's very important. You have to go through that again, revise it. Then stimulus cards also I told you. Psychodynamic approach is also very important. You have to read that again. If it's not thorough, if you find any doubt while reading, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay. Either in the group or you can ask me personally, no problem. Then full forms, you have to get thorough with that. Full forms, AAMD is there, then GAS, gas, then the PASS model that is there, then cognitive assessment system, CAS, that is there, then any other full forms. Any other full forms that you can think of? Just search. IQ, EQ, that you might know. Then MA and CA, mental age, chronological age. Which one is the age from birth? Biological age from birth? MA or CA? MA or CA?
CA.
It is CA because mental age means it's the age of the mind. Think like that. It's not the age of the body. Okay, chronological age is the biological age by birth. Like if somebody asks you how old are you, the number that you say, that is your chronological age. Mental age is a concept only used for finding out IQ, intelligence quotient. Okay. Then related with the word mental and learn. Mental means at the age of your mind. Okay, because we have seen, especially in intellectual deficiency, we have seen people who are some 35 or 45 years of age, chronological age, but their mind will be of 5 years old. Okay, you have seen, right? They acting very in an immature manner. Yes, that is because of their mental age, because of their condition, their intellectual deficiency. Okay. Then in multiple intelligences, you have to know who falls into which category. Like psychologists belongs to this, or they are high in this. Then poets, authors, Nobel Prize winners belongs to this. Then the botanist, zoologist, all those people belong to the other one. Then dancers, musicians. Okay, based on each multiple intelligence, we had the examples, right? You have to know that. Then difference between talent and giftedness, do you know or not? Talent and giftedness, which is a broader term in a wide variety of areas. If you have capabilities and potentialities, what do you call it? Is it talent or is it giftedness? Say, say, Rena. Giftedness. Yes, that is giftedness. I told you to relate with the length of words. Giftedness is pretty long, so it has a wide range. Okay, talent means it's in specific fields, specific areas. Remember, I think the first question that we discussed in from the question bank that was related to this. Such and such person has won so many accolades, and it's related to or the situation is talent, giftedness, and so many other options were given. That was the answer was talent, right? Remember? Don't remember. It's there in the question bank. The first question. Okay, so remember, talent is related to specific fields or specific areas like dance or like music, or they'll be highly skillful in a particular field only. But giftedness is related to, it's like a jack of all trades. They have capabilities, they have higher capabilities in so many other fields. Okay, that is giftedness. Then teacher's concept of giftedness, there were 3 factors. That is also important. Then, if you have not gone through these concepts, please mark it and keep somewhere after the class or during revision. Please go through them again. Then, types of tests: individual test, group test, culture fair, culture biased. I hope you know that already. Individual and group. Individual means it will be assigned or it will be given or administered to only one person at a time. Group means it can be given to so many individuals or subjects at a time. Culture fair means the cultural bias is not coming into play. But culture bias means it can be applied only to, or it favors a particular culture or a cultural group. That is culture fair and culture biased. Then post-Freudian approaches. Yes, post-Freudian approaches. Please don't read the headings alone and keep, because the concepts that's coming under, like for example, Karen Horney, what is given the heading as, I think it's optimism. Yes, but the concept coming under that is pretty much different, isn't it? Basic anxiety, the problems, early childhood experiences, problems in interpersonal relationships. Please note down that and learn. Then coping strategies we already discussed. Fluid psychosexual stages of development. I hope I told you yesterday. Yes. Which are the 5 stages? Elvina, which are the 5 stages? Psychosexual stages of development. Not here. Aishwarya?
Oral, anal, phallic, latency, genital.
Okay, very good. Oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. And the complexes are coming in phallic stage. Genitals are the focus area in phallic stage, not in the genital stage. Okay, don't confuse that. In genital stage, the other relationship with the opposite sex that is formed. That is the focus there. But in phallic stage, the genital areas are the focus. In oral stage, the mouth is the focus of pleasure. Then in anal stage, it is the toilet training and all those things that gives them pleasure. Okay. Then, yeah. Oral, anal, phallic, latency, and genital. That order is important. Then in chapter 1, in the beginning section, we had these definitions like interest, personality, intelligence. The small sections were given, domains of psychological attributes, something like that. That is important. Okay, enduring beliefs. What are enduring beliefs called?
Values,
Values. Enduring beliefs are called values. Then, just like that, enduring characteristics are given, isn't it? For personality. Then, the preferences are called. Preferences are called. What are the preferences called? Always I say this, I prefer coffee to tea. What is that?
interest,
Interest. I'm interested to drink coffee than tea. Don't remember. Don't forget that. Okay, then in the assessment part also we had certain definitions like a case study, interview, observation. Go through that also. The definitions are important. You don't have to learn the definition as a whole, connect it and learn. If the definition is given, you should be able to identify which one is it. Then intellectual deficiency range is very important. I told you that. Till what time is the class? 10:10? Okay. I hope that's pretty much it. Yes, in Indian tradition or Indian culture, we have the 4 dimensions or 4 facets of intelligence. Remember? The one that ends with entrepreneurial competence. That is important, the 4 points. That also, I think I told you yesterday. Yes. When we discussed emotional competence, I told you the 4 facets of intelligence. It's coming under that culture part. Okay. Then in assessment part, we have the drawbacks like halo effect, social disability, the biases. That is important. Again, you don't have to learn the entire definition by heart. You just understand the concept, try to read the definition and try if you can identify the bias from that. Okay. Like when you read the definition, you must be able to identify which type of bias this is. Halo effect, is it social desirability bias? Is it the other types of bias that comes in the assessment part or the scoring part? or when from the side of the respondent. Okay. Then what else? That is it. Any other topic that you want to discuss? Yes? No. And how was the revision? How much have you completed? What are your plans? Only 2 more days, isn't it? Yeah, 2 more days.
Ma'am,
Hmm.
we don't have to learn the boxes, right?
Boxes, I can completely say that you can't learn. As of now, for model exam, you can keep it aside. But for board exam, I cannot say from where the question would be coming. So for this time, I think you can keep it aside. Focus more on the rest of the part. But when it is the time for board exam, please go through it. Anything else that I forgot? Archetypes and all I told you yesterday, right? Collective unconscious. That is again coming under post-Freudian approaches, the neo-Freudian ones. So that's why I told you read that thoroughly and then just jot down the names and the basic concepts coming under that. That would be enough, I think. Then objectivity of the test. Formal assessments are objective in nature. They are standardized. That's how they are different from the usual assessment that we do. Formal and informal, how is it different? Then what else? Definition of stress, definition of coping, all that is important. Okay, so that is it. All the best for your exam. Yeah, if you have any doubt, contact me. That's it. So we'll wind up then. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.